everyone, and welcome to Evolve Yourself TV. I am Agni James, and tonight we are going to be doing some guided meditation. We'll play some chess. We'll talk some philosophy, maybe some philosophy of mind tonight. We'll see how things progress, and also we'll be doing chakra balancing from this book right here, The Sevenfold Journey. Reclaiming mind, body, and spirit through the chakras. We've been going through this book, and we have been trying to cleanse our root chakra, otherwise known as the earth chakra. So yeah, I look forward to doing this with all you guys tonight. How's everyone going? Hey, One Sluggy's here. How are you doing, friend? One Sluggy is a streamer here on Twitch in the not just fitness and health community. He's been doing outdoor streams, but he's also a gamer. He plays 7 Days to Die and other games. Definitely an awesome, authentic dude. Check him out. I was just over there to stream, I believe, yesterday, and the day before that, he was doing outdoor streams where he was walking around his neighborhood, just talking, and he'll just tell you how it is. He's a good guy, good authentic person, and he's also a friend of the fitness and health community. He knows Grace Yoga. He knows a lot of good people in the community. So yeah, good to see you, One Sluggy. Hey, JT Farms, my channel Sha Woman has arrived. How you doing, JT? I got your text just a little bit ago. I hope all is well. I actually took a nap tonight. Yeah, I don't know. I've been experimenting with random strategic naps throughout the day, especially on a night where I don't get much sleep the night before. And they're kind of interesting. They kind of throw you off. Like you wake up and you're like, "What time is it? Do I have to get up for work?" And then it's like, wait, it's 10:30 p.m. Like, what's going on here? That's kind of actually what happened to me tonight. I was like, oh my God, I got to get to work. And then I'm like, wait, it's 10:30 at night. I don't have to get to work. Like, what am I doing? Oh yeah, I'm gonna go stream. It takes a minute to reorient yourself. But yeah, that's what's going on. And then Roko Hemda. Whoa, Roko Hemda snuck in here. Roko Hemda, on my end, your color is your name's color is the exact same color as One Sluggy, so it's throwing me off here, man. You guys are both, you both have the identical color. So yeah, I don't know. Are you the same person? Because if your color is the same, that means you're the same, right? One Sluggy, you said you hope you are well. You hope all is well. Yeah. I mean, things are all right. They could be better in some areas. They could be worse in some areas, right? You bring up an interesting question. Hope you are as well. It's kind of interesting in life. Like there's always moments where someone asks you how you're doing, right? And everyone always just responds, oh, I'm fine. How are you, right? That's like the standard response when you're walking around outside in the world. How are you doing? Oh, all is well. How are you? I'm fine. How are you? Good. How are you doing? Right? That's what people say. I had a philosophy professor though who wasn't like that at all. It was and it caught me off guard, and it got me to really recognize who this guy was, because I asked him how he was doing, right? Just in the hallway, I was just passing him. I'm like, hey, Dr. Pin, how are you doing, right? And actually, I called him Jeff. We call the professors by their first name, right? And he said, well, that's an interesting question. He's like, today, the following happened, and he listed off some things that happened, and he's like, and I'm not sure how I really feel about that yet. And he went off he really thought about it. He thought about it for like maybe 30 seconds before he responded, even to begin with, like of how he was doing, right? When I asked him how he was doing, he didn't just give me a stock response, which I thought was really cool. So yeah, that got me thinking about it. Hey, Sparkalicious is here. Good to see you, Sparkalicious. How are you doing, friend? How's life? A good evening to you. Yeah. I was actually wondering where you were. I haven't seen you streaming recently. I was hoping to catch one of your streams. How's everything going with you? And then let's see who else is here. Oh, Sparkalicious is a phenomenal streamer here on Twitch. She does ASMR in the ASMR category, but she floats around in different categories. She does amazing sound healing meditations. They're so good. I definitely recommend you to check them out. She does tarot, which is awesome. The tarot stream has been popping lately. A lot of people doing tarot streams on Twitch. And she's just an all-around authentic, genuine human being. Check her out, drop her a follow. You will not be disappointed. Hey, Sparkalicious. And then Terror Time's here. All right, we got the whole crew. We got the whole crew in here today. By the way, first of all, before I get into Terror Time, Roko Hemda, how are you doing, man? What's going on with you? What's going on in your world? Roko Hemda and I have been friends for many years, since we were 5 years old. It's kind of crazy that we're still friends this long. Terror Time is the emote queen, and she actually needs no introduction because when she walks into a room, everyone knows what's going on. You know that when Terror Time walks into a room, you know there's going to be excitement, you know there's going to be laughter, you know there might be crying. It's going to be an emotional roller coaster. But at the end of the day, you're going to get a good workout because she's an incredible personal trainer. And you're gonna have fun in the process. So definitely check out Terror Time. She's a streamer here in the fitness and health community as well. Super awesome human being. She's from Argentina. She goes to the farm and she's got the cats and the dogs that hang out there. And her streams it's just fun. It's just fun. You go there and you're gonna have a good time. Like it's one thing I always say about Terror Time is every time I walk into her stream, every time I go into her stream, I start smiling. I can't stop. Right? It's just you feel good in her energy. And Herbert Smithens is here. All right, Herbert, man, how you doing, friend? What's new with you? Good to see you. And Chad Guy, we got the whole crew here. Chad Guy, you wandering in? Oh, damn, the most handsome bald guy. You know, I appreciate that. I always, when people ask me, you know, when I talk about my hair to people, you know, like I'll say something like, oh, I'm having a bad hair day today. You know, and then they'll look at me and they're like, "What? This guy's got a shaved head." But I compensate for not having the hair up here by growing this out. You know, I grow this out nice and long. You know, I can't remember the last time I grew my hair out up here. It's just not me. You know, it's not minimalistic. I like the minimalistic route. All right, Sparkalicious, you said, "Oh, you're without electricity tonight." The transformer blew, and now they are repairing a bad wire underground, saying we should have electricity back around 6 a.m. Was wanting to stream tonight, but here I am. Yeah, you know what? I think you sound like you're doing a decent job about it. Like as far as handling it emotionally, you sound like you're able to kind of go with the flow, right? To do the Tao, you know, to flow through, the situation like water, right? You had a plan. You were going to stream tonight. That was your plan, and then the electricity went out. That's something out of your control, right? So I'm interested. You know, how did you handle it? Were you able were you frustrated? Were you angry? Were you upset? Or were you able to kind of realize, hey, you know what? Everything happens for a reason. Let's just go with the flow and not allow myself to be emotionally distraught by it. It's always interesting because that's what we have to try to be, right? Especially for things out of our control, right? It's hard sometimes when we have plans and expectations to just go with the flow and just allow it to be. But that I feel like that would be something that would be difficult for me to deal with right when it happened, possibly, depending on what mood I was in, right? All right. Where else are we at? Chega, you see you have no furniture in your house. You feel the minimalist life, only got a bed. Yeah. Wow, you have no furniture in your house right now. That's right. You're in the process of moving or something like that? Was that the deal? That's intense to have no furniture in your house. Like you're looking around, you're like, where am I going to sit? And then you're kind of like looking on the floor, maybe throw a couple pillows down, or you're sitting on your bed or laying in your bed. That's intense. But yeah, like when we move or get new furniture or whatever, things are always mixed up for a while, right? You know, things are kind of in chaos to a certain extent. But then eventually everything, all the furniture gets there, everything arrives, and then you kind of get back to your own life, right? Let's see. Chad Guy, you say everyone says I'm a psychopath for your lack of furniture. Do you keep it that way where you never have any furniture in your house? This is intense. This is an intense move, man. Like I kind of like it, to be honest. I kind of like it. I mean, think about like a couch. It's huge, right? Couches are huge. They're all over the place, man. You got like couches, love seats. People have chairs everywhere, and it's like it's not always necessary, right? I need some water. I'm like feeling a little parched right now. Roko Hamda, you say, sorry, JT, hi, I missed you. Updating and running tech support for in-laws. Oh, you know what? There's nothing more fun than teaching old people how to use technology. Like seriously, there is nothing better in the world than that feeling. No, I'm just kidding. It's as close to hell as you can get, right? Trying to teach 75, 80-year-old people how to handle technology. There's nothing better than that. You require the patience of a saint for that kind of job. I mean, I can handle it with some 75-year-old and 80-year-olds. My dad, for instance, actually somehow is old. He's 75, and he's still able to do technology. He's able to, do the normal things that people do. My mom, on the other hand, it's not that case. Every time she wants to open up her email, it's like a big ordeal. Let's see. Sparkless, as you say, went to dinner with your brother, and lots of needed family time happened. Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm glad. I'm glad that you were able to have that connection. Anthony, right, is your brother's name, if I recall. Didn't he just move out? Didn't he just move to like move somewhere far away or move somewhere away from you? I remember you were saying that, right? Let's see, Chad guy, you said you think Sad Guru is legit. I don't know. I don't know what that term Sadhu Guru. I'm assuming that's just some kind of guru, right? I don't know. I don't know. Tell me more about it. JT Farms, you need tech support. Do you have friends, right? Yeah, right. No, Agni is better than me. I can do the basics and open devices, but I can try. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm all right at times, right? So back in the day, I used to run the second largest website for the band Tool. That was like my favorite band back in the day. And I created the website and ran that, and that was fun. That was a fun experience to be like, a younger dude and doing that. So I have basic programming abilities and things like that. I've done some programming in JavaScript. There was a period of time where I was like, hey, I'm going to be a computer programmer. I'm going to learn coding, right? I'm going to do this. And I spent 6 months and I just delved into it and I started learning a lot. It was a lot of fun and everything was going great. But at the end of the day, I can't just sit. I can't just sit in a fucking chair and stare at a screen for, 8 to 10 hours a day. Like I started going a little crazy, it's like, I was just drinking coffee. I would drink a cup of coffee and then I'd be sitting there like programming, and then like, drinking coffee and I'm like doing programming. And then like, yeah, I did 6 months of this and it just started kicking my ass eventually. All right, well, let's see. Where else are we at? Rokohemda, you said, dude, you had to teach people how to use the mouse today. They are your age? Well, that's fucked up. If you don't know how to use a mouse like that's really intense. Like I don't know, man. I don't know about people my age who can't use the mouse. Are you sure you sure they're human beings? Maybe they're not human beings. Oh, Sparklicious, he's moving June 20th. Okay, so it didn't happen yet. All right. Well, that explains like the family dinner. He's still around. Well, that's got to be a big change. That's got to be a huge change when he moves out. And you're moving too, right? I think you said you're moving into a different place. So that's interesting. Yeah, it's always a big deal when you're moving to a new environment. You gotta acclimate yourself to those new conditions. Like you have to check out everything. Like maybe your shower will work great and better than your last shower. Maybe it won't have as strong of a stream. Maybe you'll have more space. Maybe you'll have less space. Maybe you'll have a better closet. Maybe you'll be able to organize things in a certain way, right? And especially when you're going from living with a roommate to living by yourself. Now that's a big difference. That's a totally big difference. You'll be able to do stuff like walk around naked, like throughout the house, and everything's fine, right? And you probably wouldn't want to do that if your brother's around, right? I mean, unless you guys are close, like real close. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean. You get what I'm saying. Like it's a big difference living on your own, like than as opposed to living with a roommate. Let's see. Chad guy, you say he's a guru guy. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know that guru, right? There's tons of gurus out there. When I was young, my friend's uncle was a guru from India. They lived outside of Delhi, like I guess you could call it like a suburb of Delhi, right? And he was like a self-proclaimed guru. So I don't know how many people actually followed him or whatever, but he claimed he was a guru. And he was Indian. He was like this Indian dude who was like who sounded pretty spiritual at times, but he was also pretty wild and crazy at times too. So I don't know what to think about that guy. But yeah, I've talked to real life more authentic gurus as well, and so I found some of them know their shit and they're real spiritual, and they're like they know their shit and they're wonderful human beings, and it's such a positive encounter. And then I find others of them are like, just like regular type people, and just very, very down to earth and whatever, or are not very spiritually inclined. I mean, you might think, wait a minute, how could a guru not be spiritually inclined? But at the end of the day, it's all about the energy that they give off, because the energy that they give off is going to be determined by the beliefs that they hold. And if they hold beliefs that are not in line with the pure love and essence flowing from the source of creation, then you're going to be able to tell that in how they present themselves. They're not going to seem as loving and caring and compassionate as someone who is in touch with the energy coming from the source of all creation. Those people they have a certain vibe about them, and they give it off, and you'll be able to tell it with them, right? Those are the people that I like spending my time with. One of my friends, Tapicorn, he's a Buddhist monk there's a monastery not too far from me, right down one street from me. And I like going to this monastery and hanging out with, and my friend Tapicorn is a Buddhist monk there. From Thailand. Dude, super awesome dude, kind and amazing guy. And when I go there, when I'm around him, you just feel that love. I have a great story actually about being at that monastery. So the first time I ever went, you walk in and you can either go up the stairs, and that's where they have the main prayer area and all that, and the kitchen's up there. A lot of things happen up there, or you could go downstairs, and that's where all the monks live, all the Buddhist monks. And the first time I went there, I had to go to the washroom. So I walked in and I walked down the stairs, and I'm walking down this long corridor, right? Here's me just walking down this long corridor towards the washroom. The washroom was over here, and I'm walking down, right? And as I'm walking down, this other Buddhist monk walks out of his room, and he's walking towards me, right? So I'm walking this way, he's walking this way. We're both walking towards each other, right? And as we get closer, I start feeling joy bubble up inside of me, like pure joy. And it's pretty amazing, right? And I'm getting closer and he's getting closer. And I look at him and he starts smiling. He starts smiling like really, really like wide, like a real wide smile, like teeth showing and everything, right? And as we get closer and closer, more and more joy start bubbling up in me, and his smile is even growing and he's feeling more joy. And and then we get even closer and we both start laughing. We haven't said a word to each other. I've never met this guy. I have no idea who this guy is. We're just walking towards each other, and more joy is arising in both of us. And we're laughing this far apart. By the time we reach each other, we are both laughing hysterically. It was the most amazing experience. I was feeling nothing but the purest love inside me. It was incredible. And he was feeling that pure love too. I could tell we were like as one. It was incredible. And we're just walking towards each other. And we're just passing each other. And then as we pass each other and walk on, slowly the joy started fading, and it started coming back into a more normal energy flow, right? But it was amazing. Not a single word was spoken between us. And yet we were able to communicate so much. We were able to be totally receptive to that pure love and joy. It was a state of ultimate oneness, and it was so phenomenal to be able to experience that. This is the monastery down my street, and I like to go there whenever I can. There's some great people that live there and work there, but Tapicorn is my legit buddy who works there, and you could say he's a guru. He's a monk. Okay, Rokhemda, you said get a rising desk. Then, dude, everyone keeps telling me that get a rising desk. Yeah, I know I'm gonna have to get a rising desk at some point because I don't like sitting for long periods of time. I mean, some people can sit for 10 hours. They can just sit and stare at a screen for 10 hours, and it's no problem, no issue, right? Nothing's wrong. I start sitting for 10 minutes, and I'm like, man, I got to get up, I got to stretch out, I got to move around a little bit, get my blood pumping. But it's just everyone's different though. Let's see. Chad guy, you say, and I just heard he's very controversial, like Jordan Peterson. You're talking about that the guru guy you're talking about. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of controversial gurus out there. That's kind of the thing, right? Well, with anything, with anyone who's popular, right? Like any of the major actors, and actresses, right, out there, right? There's always some kind of controversy, Anyone who's got a lot of money, Elon Musk. There's always controversy around these people. I mean, but now it's not to say that things around them aren't controversial, but it is to say that they get more exposure. It's simply that, right? I mean, if I had 1,000 people in here watching right now, I'd probably be controversial for one reason or another, right? It's just how it goes. It's just how it goes. Mokohemda, you say, they were from Fiji. Apparently, everyone only uses phones or tablets in Fiji. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know many people from Fiji, but that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool that people are using phones or tablets there, man. Huh. All right. Sparklicious, you say, he's moving and you're moving. Lots of changes, but good movement forward. So looking forward to living alone again. Yeah, you're gonna have your privacy again, which is nice too. It's nice to have some privacy. It's nice to be able to have that peace and quiet when you want it, right? It's not there's going to be a little more loneliness possibly because your brother who you're close to is going to be gone. You're gonna not have someone to talk to as much, but you can always pick up the phone. You can always call a friend. You can always go hang out with people, right? That's something that I found. Like initially, I was like, this is amazing. When I first moved into my own place, I was like, this is amazing. This was incredible. And then I went through a period of time where I was like, man, I feel kind of lonely. I miss not having someone to talk to when I walk out of my bedroom in the morning, that kind of thing, right? But then you get used to it over time. All right. Hey, Herbert Smithens, what's going on today? Herbert, it's good to see you, friend. How are you doing? You say, what do you think about channelers, people that channel aliens or spirits? You know what? On this note, and you always tell me too to drink more water. I'm going to drink more water. Wow. I'm still feeling like a little dehydrated. You know, I did an intense Bikram yoga class last night. I'm still feeling dehydrated, and I've been chugging water all day. I also played basketball today. I went out there in the sun. It wasn't super hot out or anything, but I went out there and I played some ball, so I'm feeling a little parched. Now, I don't know what to think about channelers. That's my personal opinion. I don't know. I'm undecided. I am undecided. I think along any spectrum, any continuum of people that do anything, any profession, right? There's going to be some that are good and some that are not good, right? And I don't know. I don't know about channelers, man. Like it's an interesting concept. I'm sure there are some people that are channelers that are great at what they do, and I'm sure there are some that are just like, charlatans, right? But I guess that's the same in any field. You could say that for anything, right? Let's see. People that channel aliens or spirits. Yeah, I didn't know there was such a thing as channeling aliens either. I thought it was all just spirits. That's the traditional sense of channeling that I thought of when you said that. I didn't know there was like channeling for aliens. I didn't know that was an actual thing. JT, you say you wonder if aliens speak English. Yeah, right? I mean, what language do they speak? Maybe they speak Icelandic. Maybe, what if all aliens speak as Icelandic? Like, that would change everything, right? They come to our planet, they're like, hey, you got to speak to us in Icelandic. Then all of a sudden, like, everyone's got to learn that language, and that becomes the dominant language in the world, right? Herbert, you say this was the Buddhist monk from down the street. Yeah. Well, no. The one that I passed, I had never met before in my life. I had no idea who that monk was. I had no idea if he was just visiting from like India or Thailand. That's where those monks typically are from. I've never seen that guy again, actually. In fact, and this was years ago. But now I see Tapicorn. Tapicorn's the guy that I see when I go there now. He's just a real laid back dude. And we were talking, and he's into philosophy. So he likes me because I have a master's in analytic philosophy, and his whole Buddhist Buddhist philosophy is not directly opposed to my philosophy. It actually shares a lot of properties. We share a lot of the same ideas and notions. So we can talk about. We were talking about philosophy, about metaphysics. We were talking about the metaphysics of sensory perception and how it is that we take a tiny bit of data, right, from the totality of data that exists in the universe, right? And we can bring it in through our senses, right? Through our five senses, right? So we're taking in this tiny little bit of data, right? And then with that tiny little bit of data, we're processing it with the limited processing power we have, which is our human brain, right? It can only process, at a certain rate and whatnot. And it can only do so much. And then from that tiny little bit of data, we're able to perceive all of reality, right? We're able to perceive. But now my reality, the way I perceive things, is going to be vastly different than the way the guy down the street perceives things, right? And that's because we have different belief sets. In philosophy of mind, we talk about our belief set. So that's all the foundational beliefs at our core. Like if you're a Christian, you have certain foundational beliefs, right? If you're a Buddhist, you have certain foundational beliefs. If you're an atheist, you have certain foundational beliefs, right? So it's all those beliefs that are foundational to our core, right? Paired with our neurophysiological constitution. So the way our brains are constructed, all right? So the way our brains are constructed, paired with the beliefs inside of us, determine how we perceive the reality, like how we interpret things, how we perceive what's going on in the world around us, right? And so it's super important to be able to communicate with people on a level where the true meaning is actually, accurate meaning is actually conveyed. Because it's easy for a misunderstanding to occur between two people that that hold slightly different beliefs, right? That stuff can happen. All right, I need some more water. Let's see. Oh, Chad guy, you're an alien? JT, you say, Chad guy, are you an alien being? And Chad guy, you say you're looking at him. I love it. All right. Angie, you mean Agni or Angie? Well, I don't know. Angie is very controversial on Twitch. He's very popular too. Wait, I'm a masochist? All right, let's see what Herbert has to say. What if aliens treated us like ants and their moral justification was the same as ours? Yeah, Yeah, that our brains weren't as developed. Yeah, what if aliens come here and they're like, hey, these are primitive beings. These are primitive beings. Like, let's just do whatever we want to them. We can mess with them in any ways. Maybe they're just creating all the natural disasters because they're like, these are primitive beings. We want to, they're just ants to us, right? It's possible, but I would argue that if someone is a much more advanced species than us, they'd also probably be much more empathetic and compassionate towards all life. Typically the more evolved people you see, the more kind and caring they are. Like this, the serial killers out there aren't that evolved. They're just going out there to kill, right? And they have twisted ego states that are causing them to think that that's what they need to do to make them happy or whatnot. All right, let's see. Chad Guy, you say, have you heard of Tucker Max? Nope, I don't know who Tucker Max is either. Chad Guy, you say, highly recommend you read I Hope They Serve Beer in Hell. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but yeah, I mean, if I get around to it, that's the thing. That right now, like my to-do list of things to read and to check out is like crazy. Like I got an awesome article from Victor Sore yesterday. I have like 50 different papers I got to catch up on. I have so many books I have to read. I never finished Therapy of Desire. By Martha Nussbaum. It's an amazing philosophy book. Martha Nussbaum is a University of Chicago philosopher who is just so incredible on every level. And what she argues and what she believes is that the most important philosophy should be actually used in order to help people. It shouldn't just be like, weird metaphysical ideas tossed around in some Yale, office building, right? In some Yale classroom. It should actually be philosophy that can be put into practice such that human beings have a higher quality of life. So in her Therapy of Desire, she looks at Hellenistic philosophy, like she looks at the ancient Cynics and the Stoics, and the skeptics, and she sees what they employed, how they employed in philosophy, and kind of takes it as a more proactive approach to utilizing philosophy to help the masses. And it's really cool. You get to learn a lot. But yeah, so check it out if you can. But yeah, it's like one of the books that I have to finish. I have so much going on right now with that. Herbert, you say you went to a preppy school, so you think that would trigger your PTSD. Yeah, I mean, you never know, right? You never know. All right. Preppy schools are the best. I mean, they can be, right? For some people, and for other people, not. Like, if you don't feel very connected to the preppy scene, to the preppy culture, it's probably not the best, right? You're probably like walking around there feeling like you're an alien, right? You're like, hey, I don't connect with these people. If you do feel like you connect well with the people in the preppy scene, then yeah, absolutely. I'm sure that's probably nice. It's typically nice and pleasant being around people that believe like a lot of things similar to what you believe, right? Oh my God, Chad, you say, oh my God, you never finished the book. Yeah, I know, right? I never finished Therapy of Desire. I got to get through it. All right, well, anyways, it's time for a little bit of chess. We're going to do a Puzzle Rush. Those of you who don't know, Puzzle Rush is a chess game on chess.com. It's 3 minutes. So I get 3 minutes to solve as many puzzles as I can. And they're all checkmate puzzles or win material puzzles, or they are like promotion, like promote a pawn into a queen or something like that. So we'll warm up. It's a good way to warm up my chess mind too. I always feel good after doing Puzzle Rush. So my best score ever is 28. That's the score to beat. I got a 27 on stream last night. That felt good. But I want to be able to, but typically, like if I get like a 22 or higher, I'm gonna be pretty happy with my performance on that. All right, so let's get this all set up. Now, a lot of times, oh, there we go. Perfect. All right, we're ready to go. We're ready to go with this chess stream. All right. So let's see how many puzzles I can solve in a 3 minute period. My high is 28. I'm shooting for 22. 22 or better. All right, here we go. Checkmate in 2, probably. I have a feeling like, yep, that's what he's doing. White to move. Oh, just promote. All right. White to move. Let's see. Oh, check. Oh, I'm in check. I got to get out of check. All right, there we go. All right. Let's see. What do we got here? Black to move. Checkmate. There we go. And then checkmate in 1. I'll take it. Check and mate. Oh, mate in 2. We got to get rid of that bishop. Mate. All right. Check. Sack the queen. Oh, that was a mouse slip. Terrible. Mouse slips are the worst. All right. All right. No, don't have that. Let's see. What do we got going on here? This one is actually, oh, we got this. That's a little sneaky. All right. And then here we have, no. All right, this one's tough. This one is tough. Here we go. All right, we got that, and then check, and now we can swing the queen over, and then we'll pick up the bishop. All right, mate, take that, check, check, mate, sack the queen, check, check, mate, same thing. That puzzle was like the same, man. All right, let's do. Oh, that, yeah, I just rushed that one. I just rushed it. I didn't think that one through. This one's tricky. What do we have here? I can't move the knight because then the rook will come down and check me. Do I got to give the knight a kick? No, then he's just going to take. Oh, I see. No, not quite going to work. This is tough. This one could kill me. I might have to start over because this will be my third X. This is really not looking good right now. What is it? Could it be like this? No, that's not it. It's not going to be. Yeah, maybe. Oh, it is. Duh. It's a discovered attack and then a skewer. Oh my God. I gotta get my act together there. That took way too long. Yeah, this. Wow, that's tough. That was crazy. Sometimes you just don't see the puzzle. It's so weird how it's like that. Sometimes you see it perfectly, and sometimes your vision is not as perfect as you want it to be. All right. I think it's just take. All right, and then check, mate. There we go. Oh, take. Yeah. Check. 17. All right, that was upsetting. To be honest, that was very upsetting. That was upsetting. 17 is definitely not my best score. 17 is, I'm nowhere near 28 when I get 17. It's because that mouse slip killed me for one, and on that one puzzle where I got the X, and then I had to really slow down on that one. I just didn't see the discovered attack. I didn't see that knight would move out with check attacking the king, and then I'd be able to pick up the rook, attack the king. When the king moved off the 8th rank, I'd be able to swing my rook bound and skewer his other rook. I didn't see that. I didn't see that at all. All right, check. You say this is the new Call of Duty. It kind of is. Puzzle Rush is, right? You got to be quick. You got to be ready to go, or else you're going to get run over, right? You never know how that's going to play out. Where else are we? Best part about driving a Tesla is that if your car breaks by itself. Yeah, the car breaks. It's by itself. I mean, wait. Driving a Tesla is that the car brakes by itself. Yeah, right. If it's driving and all of a sudden like it just does whatever. I mean, that's your autonomous driving. Only need one pedal. It's odd at first. Yeah, that is. Oh, the car brakes as in BRAKES. I thought you were talking about like it's going to break down by itself. Like you were confusing me there for a moment, man. And look at that miscommunication, all because of the way a word is spelled, right? You know, like it throws everything off, right? Only one pedal at first. Yeah, that would be odd to have that. And once you let go of gas, electric pedal, it starts to break. Yeah. The new Model 3s do it, and you got that new Model 3, man. By the way, how are you enjoying it? Do you like it so far? Like, how's everything going with that vehicle? That's a nice vehicle, man. I'll say that's what 0 to 60 in like what? Like just was it 2.9 seconds or something crazy like that? It's something ridiculous like that. Herbert, let's see. Herbert Smithens, you say, does it start far from the guy in front of you? That's cool. You think too hard on yourself. Yeah. Sometimes it's like that. JTC, you like when the shirt is not black. It brings out the color in my soul. Yeah, I'm not wearing the pure black. I'm not wearing the pure black shirt today. I usually come out here in the pure black shirt because like that's the easiest way to handle like any kind of wardrobe issues. You just have like a bunch of black shirts and jeans of similar color, and then you're good to go. You just grab a shirt. You don't have to think about it in the morning. You just go up there. You're like, all right, I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna wear this shirt today. I'm gonna put on these jeans, and I'm gonna feel good, and I'm gonna feel that love and joy within me later, because I'm not wasting energy on making a decision about what I'm gonna wear today. All right, I have gone through. Hold on. I have almost officially gone through my first water. So I'm going to go fill up some water. Everyone do a water break, and then we will be right back. So I'm going to be right back. All right, I promised I'd be right back, and I am right back. And I've been thinking about that puzzle rush I just did. I gotta beat that. I think what I get 17. All right, I'm gonna give it another shot. I'm gonna give it another shot. I want to get this beat. But let's see if I can do this. I want to at least get to like in the 20s. It's 17's not gonna cut it for tonight. All right, here we go. I'm gonna get the mic out of the way so I can see the back rank. And wish me luck. Let's do this. Wait. I got to load it all up. Oh, it wants to mess with me a little bit now. Oh, really? All right. OBS. Okay, here we go. I think we got it working. OBS. No, we're not doing solitaire yet. Yeah, I've been having some weird lagging issues with it populating in the window capture of OBS. There we go. Okay, we're good. I gotta at least beat 17. All right, let's do this. Let's do the Chicago style. We're gonna do a Chicago style puzzle rush. All right, I'm going to try focusing. I'm not going to talk as much while I'm doing this. 3 minutes. Let's see what I can do this time. Checkmate in 1. Oh, black to move. Checkmate in 1. All right, there we go. Check, and there we go. Oh, fork. Win the rook. Checkmate. Checkmate. Check and checkmate. Check, sack the queen, mate. Whoa. What is going on here? What am I missing? I'm missing something on this one. Okay, can't spend too much time on this. All right. Oh, it is that. And then we have... Oh, because the bishop's covering it. The bishop was covering it. All right. Checkmate. Yeah, I didn't see the bishop covering it. All right. Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes the vision is not perfect, right? You just got to go with what you know. Mate. There's another mate. Let's see. We have... What's the deal with this one? Oh! There we go. There we go. This knight's pinned. It can't move anywhere. But we have this idea, and then we can take the knight and then just hop back here. All right, cool. All right, let's see. What's the deal with this one? I guess this? Yeah, and then I can pick up the queen, I guess, and then just dodge that check. All right, cool. Here... Oh, okay, this is cool. So take, but then you got the fork, and then win the rook. Those forks are important in life. You gotta do well with those forks. All right, check. Oh no! All right. I just screwed up 2 really quick. Let's see if I can get it back. Is this simply rook h6? Doesn't feel right. Doesn't feel right. It might be, though. 18. All right. All right. Well, that's better than last time. Better than last time, but by 1. And I was doing fine. I was feeling solid. I was feeling good there for a while. That kind of fell apart quick. All right. Herbert, you say you bet 100 bits on under 23. That's intense. That's intense. You didn't want to win that bet. Yeah. I mean, things are intense, man. I got people betting against me now. Hey, I pulled a 27 here last time, man. I pulled a 27 yesterday when I streamed, so it can happen. It's just not always the case. I'm not warmed up, I guess, for today. All right, JT, you're saying Ortega, can fedoras make a comeback? Ooh, interesting. Can fedoras make a comeback? I don't know. Your hubby, JT, your hubby still wears fedoras. All right, so he's rocking it. He's rocking the fedora look. I like that. All right. Now that would be a statement, wearing a cape. Yeah, maybe we should all wear capes. No, I don't think enough people wear capes anymore. You know, I had a friend when I was like 16 who wore a cape, and that's like the last time I've had a friend who was big into capes. He was an interesting dude too. Very, very odd guy, obviously. Oh yes, get in the zone. You didn't want to win that bet, man, but you did. You did. You bet against me. You bet against me, man. I'm doing everything I can to bring good entertainment to everyone, and you're betting against me. How could you? Yes, Rokohemda, Prince Alex. Yes, that's exactly who I'm referring to. I've known Rokohemda since I was a kid, so he remembers Prince Alex as well. Yeah, he wore a cape. Let's see, JT, you say naps are good for chest. James. Are naps good for chest? Maybe not. Maybe I'm not fully woken up, right? Maybe that's it. Who knows? JT, you say you wore a cape to your senior prom. Badass. Nice. That is awesome. I didn't know that about you. You never told me that. Why come you're keeping things from me, JT? What's going on here? You got to keep me up to date on these things. All right. Well, are we ready for some meditation? What are we doing? Maybe we'll do some meditation now. I also got to make sure the sound is right before we do the meditation. I think I got everything fixed. When we did the meditation last night, I had something changed on my microphone. I didn't even know what was going on. It took me a while to figure it out. All right. I'm like a little bit. I want to give Puzzle Rush one more chance. To be honest, I want to give it one more chance. I'm gonna get in the 20s this time. I'm gonna do it. Come on, let's do this. Let's do this. Come on. But I'm going to be compassionate with myself if I don't. And that's going to be the trick here. Let me take a few deep breaths. Try to get in the Puzzle Rush zone. All right. I want to get in the 20s. That's my goal. But if I don't meet my expectations, it's okay. I'm gonna be okay with that. I'm not gonna beat myself up over there. I mean, I did good here. I got a bunch green in a row, and then I had the 3 red. So let's see what I can do here. This one's giving me difficulty. I could force a queen trade. I'm not seeing anything else. So let's try it. Yep, that is. Oh, I see. Then you push, you get the attack, and all right, cool. All right. Take. Yep. That's a cool mate. Sack the rook. Bring this rook on over. There we go. Looks good. Mate. That would have been a mistake. Take here first, then go here, then take for mate. Pick up the bishop. Oh, come on. I messed that one up. All right. Recompose myself here. Got to maintain composure if you can. This one's tricky. Oh, is it like this? No. All right. Not like that either. Let's go this. There we go. Looking good. All right. Check. Mate. I'll take it. Black to move. Got to sidestep this. All right. I think it's like this. Oh, come on. 17. All right. Well, I guess that's it for now. That's it for now with that. It's not my day for Puzzle Rush. It is definitely not my day. Like, come on. What I do, like a 16, 17, 16 or something, or 17, 16, 17. I don't know. Who knows? All right. It's definitely, dude, Herbert Smithens, you're going to get rich if you keep betting against me, man, because I'm pulling like 17s today. Yeah, right. I'll do it after the meditation. I gotta maybe regain my focus. You know, I always say that meditation actually makes my chest worse. But in this state, in this kind of instance, I think it's got to make my chest better, right? All right. Well, let's do some meditation. I'm going to need, JT, I'm going to need your assistance to make sure we get the sound right, because we've been having those sound issues. So the way it works is when I've been plugging in headphones into my microphone jack, there's this little high-pitched noise that comes if you, there's some little high-pitched noise that comes in if you are wearing headphones. If you're just listening to it through speakers, you won't hear it. Okay, but yeah, if you're listening to it through headphones, you could. But the Buddhist chant that I play kind of muffles a lot of that, so it's cool to check out. All right, let's see if we can get this in. Well, let's start. Okay, let's start. All right, so I always come out real intense. I'm always like, I got a lot of energy. I'm pumped up, and I'm expressing a lot of stuff that's been bottled up inside me to the world. I'm talking with all of you. You know, we're getting into some cool stuff, and then we slow things down and bring that energy within to the place of pure love and oneness inside. So find a comfortable seated position. You can sit on the floor in lotus pose. You can sit cross-legged, or you can sit in a chair. The main thing is to find a position that is comfortable for you. And then gently close your eyes. And I have a Buddhist chant that I play that has a chime that rings every 2 seconds. And you can use it to help regulate your breath count. JT, how is the volume on that? Can you hear me well? And is the Amitabha chant at a good volume? Beautiful. So take a few more slow, deep breaths on your own while maintaining good posture. Inhale through your nose, gently raising your belly. Exhale through your mouth, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in through your nose, slowly raising your abdomen. Breathe out through your mouth, slowly lowering your abdomen. Stay focused on your breath. Inhale, raising your belly. Exhale, lowering your belly. Breathe in, raising your abdomen. Breathe out, lowering your abdomen. Keep your awareness on your breath count. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Your breath calms your body, and your body calms your mind. Be mindful of your breath count. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Keep your focus on your breath count. Visualize yourself sitting on the tallest mountain peak. Watching the clouds move through the sky beneath you. Two clouds merge together, forming as one. And one cloud stretches apart, dividing into two. These clouds float through the sky before disappearing over the horizon. These clouds are like your thoughts. Thoughts come into being and exist for a while in conscious awareness before disappearing from your mind. That is the nature of human thought. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which obscures your third eye sight. Focus on your breath. When thoughts arise in your mind, visualize them as clouds moving through the sky before disappearing over the horizon, and return your focus to your breath counts. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which hinders your evolution. Stay focused on your breath count. In this next part, we'll do a body scan, seeking out areas of tightness or tension. And then we'll release that tension from our being. Starting from the top of your head, notice any areas of tension that may reside there. When you recognize them, let them go. Working your way to your forehead and the top back of your head. Search for areas of stress in that region. And when you find that stress, release it. Travel to your jawline, your chin, and your mouth, and the back of your head. Exploring any areas of stress that may be residing there. Relaxing all the muscles in your face. Release all tension. Going down to your throat chakra. Notice if you're storing any tightness in that location. And if you are, release it, allowing those muscles and tendons to relax. Next, explore your shoulders, an area where most people hide their tension. If you have tightness in your shoulders, release it. allowing them to melt back into place. Go down to your upper arms, elbows, and lower arms. Notice if those muscles are overly tight, and if they are, release that tension and focus on your breath. Going down your chest to your belly and your upper back to your mid-back. Seek out any areas of tightness or tension. And when you find them, release it. Going down to your abdomen and below, all the way down to your hips and lower back, search out any areas of tension. And when you find those tight areas, release them. Travel across your thighs to your knees and your hamstrings, searching for any areas in which you may be holding stress. When you find those, release it, for that stress is not worthy of you. Travel to your knees and your shins and your calves, searching for any areas of tightness or tension. And when you find them, release it. Notice any sensations in your ankles or feet or toes. And notice if there's any tightness or tension there. If there is, release it. Starting from your crown chakra, work your way down, noticing any areas where you may be holding stress. And when you find those areas, release that stress. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which obscures your third eye sight. stay focused on your breath count. When thoughts arise in your mind, picture them as clouds floating through the sky, eventually disappearing from your awareness, and return your focus to your breath count. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which hinders your evolution. Focus on your breath. Your essence is love. Your love is manifested as light. Your purpose is to shine your light on others. Awakening the inner light within them. And they will shine their light on all whom they encounter. Until all of humanity is glowing radiantly as one once again. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all that blocks your third eye vision. Focus on your breath count. When thoughts arise in your mind, visualize them as clouds floating through the sky before disappearing over the horizon. And return your awareness to your breath count. On your next breath, travel down beneath the level of conscious awareness. Go to the region of your heart chakra. Feel the love emanating from this location. And the warmth which surrounds your love. Experience the perfect peace that resides here. And the joy which accompanies it. In this mindset, everything is perfect. In this mindset, you are home once again. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all which is of no benefit to you. Focus on your breath count. When thoughts arise in your mind, visualize them as clouds floating through the sky, eventually disappearing over the horizon. And return your awareness to your breath count. On your next breath, travel down to the center point of your being. The place of non-duality which resides at your center. In this place, only oneness resides. For opposites cannot enter here. Nor can separation or division enter this holy place. For this place was created to be eternally one. That which is eternally one can never be two. And that which is filled to the brim with eternal love can never have anything else enter it. Focus on the center point of your love. Feeling it flow from the source of all creation. Keeping your attention on your center point. When you're ready, travel through. I'll see you on the other side. Here, at your center point, you remember your true identity. At your center, you remember how you came to be. Here, at your center point, you recall your divine purpose. To spread love and light to all those that you encounter. In this place of the purest monism, you are one with all of creation. In this place of eternal light, your light becomes one with the divine. As this dualistic framework melts away from your mind, the illusory world of perception disappears. And we can see things as they truly are. Beyond the space-time paradigm. Inhale, filling your vessel with love and light. Exhale, releasing any fear and worry from your mind. Breathe in, allowing golden light to enter your being. Breathe out, releasing any existential anxiety. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all stress and tension from your body. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all stress and tension from your mind. Gently open your eyes, returning to the present moment, bringing with you the peace from this meditation throughout the remainder of your day. Namaste. thank you so much for sharing this sacred space with me. I am honored and humbled to be here as your meditation guide. I hope you all feel more peace and love in your lives than you did prior to the meditation. And I hope you feel more centered and grounded. Namaste. How was that for everyone? That was a long meditation. That meditation went 50 minutes and 46 seconds. And we did it. We traveled through. I hope you all feel good. I know I'm feeling a lot more peaceful and zenned out than I did prior to the meditation. Thank you all so much for being here with me. Namaste to you, Herbert Smithens. Thank you so much for being here. You are appreciated. I have unconditional love for you. I'm glad that you got something out of the meditation. And JT Farms, energy sublime, wonderful, wonderful. I'm happy that you were able to feel it, to feel the love and light within you. It's wonderful. And Boston Girl 7777, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you for supporting the community. Much appreciated. And then someone else followed too, Colonel Shaw. Thank you so much for the follow. I am grateful. My name is Agni James, and I stream primarily guided meditations on Twitch. I also have a master's degree in analytic philosophy. So we do philosophy of mind, philosophy of science, and metaphysics discussions. And then I also am a chess instructor. So I do chess lessons and I play chess games and chess puzzle rush on here on Twitch right now. So yeah, welcome to the community. I'm grateful that you all are getting to experience this. Okay, wonderful. Boston Girl, you say you just joined. Your voice is so relaxing. Well, thank you. Much appreciated. That makes me feel warmth in my heart. We need more peace and relaxation in the world. At the beginning, before we do the meditation, I'm always really wound up, and I'm always really intense. And then we do the meditation part, and I'm able to calm down and feel that love and light, which is important because when we're living in this world, we're going to get stressed and we're going to get anxious at times. We're going to be fearful. We're going to feel unsettled. So we need a tool such as meditation or yoga or qigong or kumnae to help us center ourselves and remember what's truly important, which is the love that's inside of us. So thank you so much. Any feedback that people have is always welcome. Yeah, nice to meet you. Absolutely. Nice to meet you too. Okay, so we've been going into this book called The Sevenfold Journey, Reclaiming Mind, Body, and Spirit Through the Chakras. This is the book that I used when I was in a chakra balancing group years ago. And we went through each of the chakras, starting from the root chakra at the base of the spine, all the way up to the crown chakra. And we did exercises and visualizations such that we could see if there were any blockages in any given chakra. And then we tried and we succeeded in cleansing our chakras because of that. So we've been going through this book and we're going to continue going through this. So I recommend you to grab some water and join if you're interested. All right. We got some light. We got some light in here now. I kind of need a little light if I'm gonna be reading, right? So let's see where we're at here. We're still on the root chakra. We've been dealing with the element associated with the root chakra, which is earth. So things like stability and physical plane and grounding and family and being rooted to the earth. These are all things that we've been working on. So let's see where we were at. All right. So as you can all see, the correspondences we have for the root chakra, we have Muladhara. That is the Sanskrit name, Muladhara. It's a beautiful name. And the meaning is root. And the location of your root chakra is at the base of your spine. So I've actually been having lower back issues lately, right there. So I've been wondering if my root chakra is out of balance. I think it might be. I haven't felt super centered and grounded lately. When I do meditation, I do. But it's tough for me to bring that into the world. So we've been working on that. And the goals of this practice are stability, grounding, prosperity, right livelihood, and physical health. Those are all associated with the root chakra. And the color is red as well, and the planet is Saturn. So we did sharing the experience and understanding the concept yesterday. And we even got into manifestation. And we were able to do the manifestation part yesterday. So I believe now we are in early development. JT, is that accurate? I think we're right here, right? All right, so I'm going to read through this, and I'll stop along the way if I find anything very insightful or that's something that's going to be instructive or helpful in any way. The development of the first chakra occurs throughout one's life, but most intensely during the first year of life. Interesting. Prenatal circumstances, such as what vitamins or chemicals the mother takes during pregnancy, how she feels about giving birth, how tight the womb is, and of course, the birth process itself, how tight are all have an effect on the first chakra. Okay, so a lot can affect the first chakra. Traumatic birth makes for difficult entry into our physical bodies, and therefore the first chakra. Interesting. So if you were born by a very difficult traumatic birth, it could affect you substantially. That's kind of neat. I never thought about that. Separation from the mother directly after birth, as occurs with incubator babies or simply the barbaric standard practices of some hospitals that rip the child away and take him to a bright and noisy nursery, also create initial damage to the first chakra. Wow, that's something interesting to consider. With practices such as these considered normal, it is no wonder we have a culture so out of touch with its ground and with the earth. During this stage of life, the consciousness of the newborn is centered primarily around the instincts of survival. Hunger, warmth, comfort, and a sense of our existence being welcome set the stage for a healthy and fulfilled first chakra. So if you don't have those things, if you're hungry and if you don't have warmth and comfort, that could probably adversely affect your first chakra. Interesting. According to the scheme of developmental stages set forth by Erik Erikson, the issue of trust versus mistrust is determined at this time. Successful attendance to survival needs during infancy creates a feeling of trust in the world. That's pretty neat to think about, right? So if you're getting all your needs fulfilled right from an early stage of development, you'll have more trust with the world. Because you feel fulfilled, probably, right? You feel like you're getting what you need to survive, right? And if you're not getting those needs fulfilled, you might be mistrustful. That's kind of interesting. This is the time when we want the spirit to come solidly into the body. The child learns that a body well fed, loved, and cared for is pleasant to live in, as is the world around it. I mean, that's true a lot of the times, right? If you feel well, if you're well fed, if you are warm, if you live in a comfortable environment, you'll feel more in tune, right? You'll feel better. She learns that the expression of her needs can result in manifestation, which creates a basis for the ability to manifest later in life. Interesting. I never heard of manifestation being tied into that. Trauma, abandonment, physical abuse, hardship, hunger, or physical difficulties damage the first chakra. Ooh. All right. Our basic survival program is then built on mistrust. So if you're not getting the things that you need for proper development, you're going to be more mistrustful. That's such a cool concept to me. I never really contemplated that before, but I guess it makes sense. Our basic survival program is then built on mistrust. Pain and trauma teach us to override our body's needs, to ignore them, sublimate them. Energetically, the child pulls his energy upward in his body, away from the roots. The child is pulled up out of his ground, the very thing that is developing at this stage. Pulling a plant up by its roots does not encourage it to grow. So it's kind of like if you don't have a strong foundation, then it's going to mess up the whole tree structure, right? If your roots aren't strong, then the whole structure of the tree isn't going to be very stable. To heal from traumas in the first chakra involves going back to our inner infant and recreating the sense of welcoming, honoring, and bonding that should have occurred. Wow. This may take the help of a friend or therapist. John Bradshaw, in his book Homecoming, offers a list of affirmations to read as healing salve for difficulty at this age. Here are some examples from his book, plus some that we've added. Hey, Hollywood Hulk Hogan 6, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the next. Welcome to the stream. You seem like the next Anton LaVey, and I am honestly here for it, brother. Unfortunately, I am not the next Anton LaVey. Funny enough, though, my friend had a book. He had a book of the Satanic Church, and on the back was a picture of Anton LaVey. And at the time, I had a much shorter beard. My beard was just kind of like this. It was and I didn't have this part, right? It was just the goatee. And there was a resemblance. So he used to make fun of me and say that I looked like LaVey. I'm not preaching what LaVey preaches, though. I don't have the eye for an eye mentality. I have the forgiveness mentality. That's what I'm out here preaching. But welcome to the community. I'm also a chess instructor, and I do chess. I do chess on here. And I have a master's in analytic philosophy. I'm big into philosophy. So I like philosophy of mind, philosophy of science, and metaphysics. So we discuss those on here as well. All right. And now we're going through this chakra balancing book, which kind of helps us get more centered and grounded, which is important. Okay, so here are some examples from this book, plus some that we've added. These are the affirmations that were listed by John Bradshaw. Welcome to the world. I've been waiting for you. I'm so glad you're here. I've prepared a special place for you. It is very safe here. All your needs will be provided. You have a wonderful body. You are absolutely unique and necessary. Interesting. I like these. Yeah, these are just nice positive affirmations, right? And how we think is so important in how we perceive ourselves. We create our self-image on how we think. So it's important to have positive notions in our mind of ourselves. Typically, humans are much more likely to have a negative self-image because they adopt negative views of themselves, right? People might think, oh, I'm weak, or I'm feeble, or I'm small, or I'm lazy, or I'm whatever, right? But those are all negative those things contribute to negative self-images. But here we're trying to reverse that by having positive descriptions of ourselves. Let's see. Hollywood Hulk Hogan, you say, thanks for the rundown, dude. You're excited for your content and you love my vibe. Well, hey, I appreciate it, man. Well, welcome in. Welcome in. We have a great community here, too, by the way. All the people in here are super authentic, genuine people. And that's, I guess that's one thing that you mentioned LeVay earlier. That's one thing that I do have in common with LeVay. LeVay was always very authentic and genuine, and I'm a big proponent of being truthful, authentic, and genuine in the world. Not just to others, but to ourselves as well. Sometimes we delude ourselves into thinking things that aren't true. But I think it's really important that we speak our minds, that we don't sugarcoat the truth, that we tell things like it is. Not as we don't want to be we don't want to obscure the truth, right? I don't like that notion. Let's see. Okay. So what Herbert Smithens, do you guys do you two know each other? Do you two know each other going in here? Let's see. He's saying, do you know Tampa Terry brother? Oh, maybe that's just another guy on here. You're friends with Reckon Ricky and Delta Darius. He's a real Canadian hero and once choked a moose barehanded. Whoa, that's intense. That's intense. To choke him, did he choke out the moose? Did he take it down, or did the moose end up getting him? Like these are serious questions. I'm always interested. I know this kind of deviates from the chakra balance. You know what? Maybe I should come back to this later. We were talking about balancing our root chakra, and I'm sitting here thinking about choking out a moose now. I love that. I love your sense of humor. Hey, thank you so much for the follow, Achman8709. Much appreciated. I was just saying, my name's Agni James, and I stream primarily guided meditations on Twitch, and I also have a master's in analytic philosophy. So I stream philosophy of mind, philosophy of science, metaphysics discussions. I'm also a chess instructor, so I do chess streams as well. I kind of mix everything together. Right now, we're currently working on chakra balancing. I did a Doom Eternal stream the other day, too. It was my first one, and that was pretty fun, too. I don't know if any of you are into Doom Eternal, but it's like... from my perspective, it's the best first-person shooter ever made. It's just, and the soundtrack is badass. It's great. I'm into metal, so I love the soundtrack, and it's just a wonderful thing. Achman, you say, oh, this is a great question. You say, what is my goal with my channel? Okay, Evolve Yourself TV is all about teaching people how to go within to the place of love and kindness in their being. So typically we live in the external world, right? Immanuel Kant, philosopher from the Enlightenment, referred to it as, had two notions. He said there's the phenomenal world, which is like the world that we know through sense perception, right? So like, we have this tiny amount of data that we're able to bring in through our senses, right? And we bring it in via our five senses. And it gets kind of, distorted and changed along the way because our five senses can't grasp all of totality. So we can bring in just this little bit of data, and then we take that data with the processing power of the brain, and we extrapolate, and we create the perception. We create our perceptions, that we create the world we see. Now, the world we see is vastly different than the world as it actually is. So Kant refers to the world we see and live in as the phenomenal world. That's like the world of science and everything within our daily lives, right? Space and time, right? And then the world that we don't see, how things actually are, is the noumenal realm. That's how he defines that world. And the noumenal realm is the world, like the world of Plato's pure forms. It's like the world as it would exist without us here. If we weren't perceiving things, if we had all of the data from all of creation and were able to see how things actually were, then that's what we'd be seeing Kant's noumenal realm, right? But we don't have access to it according to Kant. Now, I disagree with that. I think we do have access to that, but I don't think we have access to it via traditional means. Traditional means being like science, because if you think about it, science is based on the senses. It's based on objects of inquiry, right? In philosophy of science, we discuss about, do things link up with science, and do things link up with the with actually how things are, right? The world we see is simply diluted because of our sense perceptions, because we can't take in all that data. But anyways, that's a long tangent. Going back to your point, your question, my goal with this channel is to teach people through guided meditation and other internal energy arts such as yoga, qigong, kumne, how to go back within to our source, to the source of pure love within us, and feel that love and that joy and that truth. because typically we get distracted in the external world, right? We go to work, we, get married, have kids, buy a house, get a new car, and we're always doing something. We're always doing something, right? We're always going from one thing to the next. We're constantly thinking about the past. We're constantly thinking about the future. We have planning thoughts of all the stuff we have to do. We have maybe thoughts of regret, things that we should have done or shouldn't have done, right? And we're always thinking about the past and future. But in my metaphysics, only the present moment exists. There's only one moment, and it's right now. And it's right now in this place of pure love. So I'm basically giving people the tool, a tool which is meditation, so they can use it, so they can find that peace within them. In addition to that, I'm providing some entertainment because I'm a chess teacher, so I love teaching. So I'm teaching people how to play chess. I give lessons and on here, and I also do Puzzle Rush, and I play games. And then I also do stuff like the chakra balancing, right, that we've been doing, which I feel adds in well to the channel. And I also do philosophy talks too, because I like spreading philosophy, because philosophy is really cool. It's a really amazing discipline, and it's been around. It's got an ancient lineage. I mean, it's just such a wonderful way to expand one's mind, right? Okay, let's see. Hollywood Hulk Hogan, you say, you don't mess with animals, dude. You love animals. It's the people you come into contact with. I've met some people like that. I've met one of my good friends back in the day, Craig, loved animals way more than he loved people. And I think that's a perfectly legit take, right? You can do that, right? I mean, you're free to believe what you want. And animals, a lot of times, especially like dogs and cats, they can be filled with so much love, and they can share that love with you. I have a cat hanging out in the other room right now, and her name is Parmenides. And I named her after my favorite philosopher, Parmenides. Parmenides she's beautiful. She's like a very talkative cat. I call her the philosopher cat. And she hangs out with me and sometimes, all the time actually, because it's just me and her in my condo. Let's see. Achman, you say you're new to work from home, and honestly you're feeling depressed. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Any advice? Yeah, it's tough. You're not the first person who's actually mentioned this lately. Most people are excited when they're working from home, because they're like, hey, I don't have to commute to work every day. I don't have to go in there. I can actually work in my pajamas or whatnot, right? But you don't get as much contact. You don't get as much social contact. There's something very different about communicating with someone IRL as opposed to communicating with someone like via text or on the phone or via Zoom call, right? It's different, right? It's different. So like I'm an extrovert, so when I work from home, it's tough. It can be challenging. Luckily, I go out and I teach chess, though. All my chess lessons, most of my chess lessons are IRL. They're in real life, right? So I'm actually able to teach and meet the person and actually work one-on-one with them, or I teach whole classes of students as well. Like I'll teach like 16 students at a time sometimes. So like I'm able to connect with them. But yeah, you're not the first person who's brought up this issue. I would say just try to get out as much as you can and still try to connect with people if you can. This pandemic has been crazy, right? Everyone's been getting more and more isolated from one another. It's just, and only now finally people are starting to get a little more acclimated to being out in the world again. But there still is a little bit of a divide, right? People still are staying at home more, right? So it's tough. But yeah, I would say definitely try to get out and be around people, and also practice the internal energy arts. Like meditation and yoga. Those are good things to help when you feel disconnected from human contact or whatnot. Let's see. Herbert, you say you go to Starbucks a lot on your computer, but you live in a city with a lot of them. And besides that, you go to a co-working place where you are now, and you work by the water outside your computer a lot. Yeah, that's great. Exactly. Just something like that. Just even go. I mean, a lot of people don't like Starbucks. Take it for what it is. It's not like an authentic coffee shop. Obviously, an authentic coffee shop is going to be better than a Starbucks, right? For many reasons. But at the same time, it's just good to get out, and see people. Even if you're just working around people, even if people are just like in your vicinity, it's just, you feel more connected. You feel more connected around them. One of my real close friends, Danny John, she goes to Starbucks sometimes when she needs to get some important work done, and she's a doctor of psychology, so she'll go there, and she's been working on a theory for quite some time, and she'll work on her theory in Starbucks, because you just feel a little more connected, when you see other people walking around, even if you don't even say anything to them. Let's see. Herbert, you say, yeah, you don't like working from home either. Yeah. I mean, I still think it's amazing how many people are like, yeah, working from home is the best ever. I love it. I love it. But then it seems like it kind of waned on people. And a lot of people now, they actually miss socializing, with coworkers and going in and just seeing, friendly faces, seeing people around them, actually having that energetic connection with people around them. So yeah, you're not the only two that think that. Herbert, you say, yeah, you have a new MacBook Pro with a good battery life, so it makes it easier. Yeah, then you're not gonna run out of battery. Hollywood Hulk Hogan, you say, from a few minutes late, and the best is to have found that you can make your life is a good way for me to get a good fuel for your life is to be a good fit for your business and your family and friends with the windows. Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly. Being around family and friends and having windows and being able to see out and just look out into the environment. I mean, that's great, man. Yeah, absolutely. And Achman, you say, oh, how would one start meditating? Well, I do guided meditations on Twitch. I've been doing them like 4 or 5 nights a week for about 14 months. So yeah, I mean, you're welcome to come to one of my meditations. They're guided, so I'll walk you through it. There's also tons of meditations on YouTube you could check out. You just search up like beginners meditations, and you'll find some. It's just a really good centering thing to learn to meditate. You just feel more peaceful and calm and pleasant and loving, and that's what it's all about at the end of the day. Because when we feel like garbage, it's hard to spread love and light to those around us. It's hard to help. It's hard to be helpful to the people around us when like we're sick or we feel like garbage. When we're unstable, right? But when we're stable, when we feel nothing but joy and peace in our heart, then it's easy to help people, right? Because you want to share with what you have with others, right? Okay, so let's continue with where we were at. We went a long way off track, but it was a good discussion. It was a good detour. It says, it may take many sessions of returning to this age and reaffirming your right to be here before these affirmations take effect. All right. It may be necessary to create a fantasy of an ideal mommy who can provide the right support. That's kind of weird. That seems kind of weird to me. But like I get the idea, but it does seem kind of weird to me. And I'll call it out if it seems weird. The important thing to receive from this fantasy is the feeling of a sense of trust in the world. That's kind of interesting, right? Yeah, they've been talking a lot in this part. We're going over the root chakra right now and cleansing the root chakra. This is the book Sevenfold Journey, Reclaiming Mind, Body, and Spirit Through the Chakras. It's a balancing chakra book. And we're cleansing our chakras. We're starting with the root chakra, and we're working our way up all the way to the crown chakra. The important thing is to reveal this fantasy, or the important thing to receive from this fantasy is the feeling of sense of trust in the world, of trust in the earth to support us, and trust in ourselves to manifest what we need to survive. That's an interesting point, right? If we have faith that we're going to have what we need to survive, it's been shown that we have a better chance of actually acquiring whatever resources we need to survive. If we're despondent and don't have any faith and think it's a lost cause, it's going to be much more difficult. It's going to be much more difficult to actually manifest the things we want in our lives. It is a feeling of trust that creates a secure first chakra. Interesting, a feeling of trust. Yeah, I really like that part that they've been going into in this book, and we'll stop it there. We'll stop the book there for today. But yeah, feeling of trust. I mean, do we all have feelings of trust in us? I don't know, and that they said that strengthens our root chakra. That makes it stronger for us. All right, let's see. Hollywood Hulk Hogan, you say, drippy crystals only blast off if you can open and accept the divine love within the emission of osium and offensive spiritual hindrances. Interesting. You sound like a poet. I'm a fire poet. So I'm a fire poet. JT, she's my channel shaman. She's a fire poet. You have like the way you phrase stuff. It sounds very poetic. It sounds like you're speaking in verse. I love it. I absolutely love it. Drippy crystals only blast off if you can open and accept the divine love. I love that. Yeah, you have to open you have to open your heart and accept that divine love. You have to really allow it to flow in. And if you're closed off, to it, if you're like this and your arms are crossed and you're gonna push away everything that contradicts your belief system, then you're never gonna feel anything, right? But it's a matter of being receptive and open to it. And if you can be accepting and open to it, you can feel that divine love. All right. Herbert Smithens, you say you don't understand what he's saying. Yeah, I mean, it's, if you speak in verse, it's sometimes difficult to get it. Herbert Smithens, you say, can I buy drippy crystals or osium from you? Yeah, I don't know. Just, of course, to send me 0.456 Bitcoin. Yeah, so we'll send up the Bitcoin, man. We'll sell. We'll do it. Yeah, I charge one Bitcoin for my drippy crystals. Hollywood Hulk Hogan only costs 0.456 Bitcoin. So you're gonna get a deal from him or her. By the way, I'm sorry. What's your preferred pronoun? You're gonna get a deal from they. All right. Okay. I need to get up and stretch a little bit. Oh, yeah. It's good to get up and stretch a little. Sometimes we're just sitting down too long. Feels good. Just stretch out the bones a little. All right. Let's see. Hollywood, you say value brand. Yeah, you got the value brand of Bitcoin. You're a buy. You're a boy. Okay, cool. All right, my screen just got a little blurry again, so I got to try to fix this. Let's do this move. All right, that's... Oh, I feel like I'm still a little bit blurry. All right, let's check it. By the way, look at the scar on my hands. There we go. Look at the scar on my hands. Did you guys all see that? And now I'm clear right now. So I got these scars. Look at those scars, right? Pretty wild, right? I have a cool story. So when I was... Oh, now it's going to go a little bit blurry again, so I got to do this again. There we go. Okay, cool. All right. So when I was 15 years old, I was wrestling with one of my best friends, right? And like, let's say this is the ground, right? All of my body weight and his weight fell on my two fingers, like this, on the ground. All of my body weight and his weight fell on that. And my fingers bent back. My fingers bent all the way up and they got wedged right here at the top of my hand. And my knuckles turned inward and popped out of my palm. I'm literally looking at my hand, and my knuckles are right here. They're right here, coming out of my palm. And it was totally devastating. I went into shock, and my friend didn't realize that I had been hurt, so he just kept wrestling with me. And I'm like, dude, stop. He's like, no, I'm winning. And so and then finally he saw my hand. I'm like, call the ambulance. And it was a crazy moment, like when you see part of your body not in the place it should be. I mean, that's always a crazy moment. So yeah, anyways, now I had to have hand surgery, but now everything's good to go. Like I can use my hand like I need to. But it's just crazy. It's crazy to see that, right? Let's see, Herbert Smithens, you say a backyard wrestling league? No. Luckily, I was not into that. I was not into that. I had a friend that was super into backyard wrestling. He was actually a juggalo for a while back in the day. He was a juggalo, super into ICP and all that stuff. He was big into backyard wrestling, but I never participated in that. Redeem stretch. Oh, redeem stretch and hydrate. All right, let me drink some water. Oh yeah, that's good. And I'm going to stretch again. I don't know if you redeemed it before or after, but it's just good to just stretch out the bones. Just make some movements that feel comfortable. Stretch it out. Oh, it feels so good. Yeah, it's not good. It's just not healthy to sit for a long period of time. Our bodies were not constructed such that we should be sitting for 8 hours a day. Our bodies were constructed to be standing up, walking, running, and laying down. Those are the ways our spine is at its best. But when we're sitting for long periods of time, I mean, that's doing a disservice to our body. Okay, Herbert Smith says salt of the earth, and Hollywood Hulk Hogan says reset that energy. My prophetic prince. I don't know, and my prophetic, I don't know. I mean. I'm good with pattern recognition because I'm a chess player and I teach chess, so I can see patterns. And sometimes I do know things before they happen because but I just think it's pattern recognition, right? If you look at, and I also do options trading. So it's like options trading, pattern recognition. Chess is all pattern recognition, right? So if you're constantly thinking about patterns, sometimes you can see, patterns of behavior, and things that will happen before they're going to happen, right? All right, I want to do a quick puzzle rush, so all my chess crew can get their fill. We're going to do a quick puzzle rush. Let's go to display. Oh, I gotta switch back. That was my Buddhist chant right there. All right, back here. So I have not been doing well at puzzle rush today. I want to see if I can beat my high score for today. All right, so this is puzzle rush. I don't know Hollywood Hulk Hogan and Achman. I'm not sure if you're all into chess at all. Anyone else who's here who just came in? Yeah, I'm a chess instructor, and puzzle rush. You have to see how many puzzles you can solve in 3 minutes. You have 3 minutes to solve as many puzzles as you can. They're mostly checkmate puzzles, or they are like promotion puzzles, or they are win material puzzles. And there's all sorts of tactics involved typically. The highest score I ever got on Puzzle Rush is 28. The highest one I ever got on stream is 27. So I want to see if I can beat, well, I'd love to be able to beat 28, but I don't think it's going to happen. I would have to be super locked in, right? And usually after meditation, I don't do that great. So we'll see though if I can get at least in the 20s right now. It's going to be good. Herbert Smithens, you say double or nothing for under 20. All right, I got to get to at least 20. And you also say you bought a couple books on time series analysis, but your procrastinating ass never got to them. Well, we get busy, It's like I was saying earlier. I have a ton of things to read. I have so many things to read on my to-do list that it's just a matter of actually getting them, and it's tough, right? All right, let's see if I can beat or get to at least 20. All right, let's try this out. I don't do much talking during this because I got to focus. All right, win the rook. Check, mate. Wait to move. Check, mate. All right, checkmate. Checkmate. Check, sack the queen. Checkmate. Check, mate. Oh. Wait, take. Ooh, wow, that's a sneak. This is a sneaky one. That was a really tough one. All right. Sometimes they sneak in some tough ones early on. Let's see. So I think it's like this. No, oops. All right. Messed up that one. And by the way, if you get 3 red X's, you automatically lose. All right, so I think this is it. No, that wasn't it. All right, I already have 2 X's. This is so far not my day for Puzzle Rush. I think this is it. Yeah, check, mate. All right. Check, mate. Is it like this? No. Because then the rook just takes. Maybe it is this. Yeah. All right. And then, oh, I see. Take there. Got it. All right. That was tricky. Check, mate. Check. Oh, sack the queen. All right. That's tough to spot. Oh, this bishop's covering. All right, so I guess it's just oh, I'm in check. I didn't even notice I'm in check. All right, get out of check. When you're in check, get out of check, right? Jeez. Oh no, I could have gotten out of check. With the knight and done a discovered attack. Here, check this out. Look at this. This was beautiful. I should have seen this one. I could have done this. Here. Here's the move. Hold on a second. Here's the move, right? So notice my queen is in line with the king, right? So when I move this knight out here to block the check, I'm opening up a check on their king. and this would actually then they would have to block with either the rook or the queen on one of these squares, right? So the rook or queen here, and then my knight would just take it. Or my queen would take it even if the queen captured. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, okay. So I only got what is that? 14 there? 14. That's my worst score of the day. Today is not my day for Puzzle Rush. Herbert Smithens, man, you're making a lot of channel points, man. You're making a lot of channel points today. You could tell that I'm off with my chess. Hollywood Hulk Hogan, you say you are speaking into this existence right now. You will get a score of 30 within this month. That would be cool. I mean, I got 28 a few days ago, so I have a chance of getting 30. All right, amen, brother. Yeah. Maybe we should even play a game of chess. Does anyone want to play, or does anyone want a chess lesson? Or should I just play a random guy on like Lead Chess? Full tilt, they call it in poker. Yeah, but I'm not even on like super tilt. Like I'm not like angry right now. A lot of that has to do with the meditation, right? I would think I was more angry before the meditation when I was messing up the puzzle rushes here. Do they have this on the phone? Yeah, you'd have to create an account with chess.com. But if you ever do, and if you know how to play, yeah, we could do it. And I give free lessons on here. Even I typically charge $60 an hour when I give lessons, because I play professionally. I played competitively in a lot of tournaments, and I teach it for a living, right? But I've been given free lessons on here. But let's maybe check out one on Lead Chess and see if we can get this going. Maybe just play a game. I don't want the time controls to be too crazy. I could explain what I'm doing. Maybe 10 minutes. A 10-minute game is not too long, right? That's like a reasonable amount of time. Hollywood Hulk Hogan, you say you played a lot of chess in juvie, but you haven't done it in a long time. Yeah, I mean that's how it goes, you know. And by the way, people in juvie and in when you're an adult, if you go to jail, you have to you play a ton of chess in there. Hey, thank you so much, by the way, for the subscription, Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Much appreciated. Yeah, I actually was. I donated some chess boards to a juvie system recently, actually, because they love chess. What do you mean? If you're in jail, what are you going to do? You can play some basketball. You can play chess. You know, two things that I love. But yeah, much appreciated. Much appreciated for the subscription. Oh, Herbert Smithens gifted. Herbert Smithens, you gifted the tier 1 sub to Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Much appreciated, man. Thank you so much, Herbert. I appreciate your generosity. Okay. Let's see. Let's go back to Lead Chess. And let's make sure I can have it come up with OBS. Sometimes OBS likes to mess with me. Oh, perfect. All right. So we'll do 10 minutes, a 10-minute game, and see how this goes. And I'll try to explain some stuff as I go along the way. I'm playing anonymously, so I don't know the rating of this other guy, or this other girl. But they could be a grandmaster. They could be, it could be someone not very strong, right? So we'll see. I'll be able to tell pretty early on. All right, so I get to be white here, which is nice. White has a slight advantage. So you want to take control of the center at the beginning of the game, typically. And I play d4, which is queen's pawn opening, right? This is all pretty standard. You want to get your pieces developed. These are your warriors. You want your pieces developed on the battlefield. Push out. So now I have more central space. Look at my presence in the center, right? It's stronger than him. Maybe he'll pin the knight, in which case I just bring my bishop to d. Bring my bishop right here, and then I'll defending the pawn in case he takes. Then I take. I'll still have a bishop defending, right? There's different things you can do. So he's taking his time. He's in the think tank. I also want to get my knight. I want to get my knight developed to f3. I want to get. Okay, so I don't think this is a good move at all. I think this is a terrible move. It's not gaining central control, and now I get to play. f4, which is great for me because now when my knight gets developed. Right, I'm planning on developing my knight to its natural square, which is f3. And when I develop my knight there, it won't be blocking the pawn that was here on f2. So I'll have more flexibility, and I can really push out and gain control of the center. So this is great for me. Now I have pushed 4 pawns, which is not necessarily the best, but I'm doing great. Okay, his queen comes out, which is fine for me. I'm going to go ahead and get pieces developed. And now I kind of want to rush and try to get as many pieces developed as possible in the center. Notice my central presence compared to his, right? It's much stronger. Okay, so now I could push out. But I don't want to do that because let's say I push out and then we have take and then take. Well, I wouldn't be able to take here, right? Because the pawn is pinned to the king, right? So instead, I'm going to What am I going to do? I want to develop this light square bishop and then castle. So I'm going to develop the light square bishop to, I'm looking at either e2 or d3. I think what is going to be better here? I like the idea of having another piece defending e4 right here. I think this is right. This looks more accurate. Okay, so now I'm prepared to castle on my next move, which is like my big thing. I want to get my king safe. I'm going to castle, and then I'm going to be good to go. Okay, so he's going after my light square bishop, which I actually think is a smart move. I want to retreat my light square bishop all the way back here. Now look, I still have this diagonal controlled with my light square bishop, and I'm boxing out his knight. His knight is kind of stuck here. It can't really do much, right? It's just sitting here, and I can kick it out anytime by playing this. All right, so now he's trying to crack at the center, which is legitimate, right? So now I could castle. This pawn is undefended, I might want to I think I want to just take here first. So I capture first, and then he recaptures, right? And now look at his dark square bishop, or look at his light square bishop. It's blocked in by its own pawn, right? Now he wants to get this trade in and break this open. So I want to keep this closed. I want to keep this position closed, and I can do so by playing this, by playing e5, right? So now, notice this bishop is kind of dead to the world. It's just staring at his own pawn, right? It can't really move much on this diagonal. But my pieces are all, I have a strong center. I have one piece in his territory. And now he castles, all right? And now I castle. All right, so now my king is safe. I have king safety, and I have a stronger center than him. So now I want to work on getting more development, and I'm going to kick this knight away by playing a3 any moment now. So that's my plan, to kick this knight away. We're even material-wise, and I'm up 20 seconds on the clock. So everything's going really, really good so far. I got to get this dark square bishop developed, and I'm trying to think of a good square to get it active on. Let's see. I'm going to play this, right? I'm going to play a3. His knight will probably retreat. All right, so let's see. Okay, so he moved his queen here. So what's his plan? Whenever your opponent makes a move, you want to think, okay, what is their plan? Now, I could go in for something a little weird right here. I could bring my knight. Oops. I could bring my knight to h4 with the idea of bringing the bishop up here next and pinning the queen to the king and winning the queen. That's one shot. But if I do this, can he stop it? Let's see. Yeah, he could. I think he can stop it by just moving the queen away. But then my bishop gets really active. It's kind of interesting. All right. First things first. I want to get his knight out of here. All right. So I'm saying, get out of here, knight. Now he's got to find a new home for this knight. So he's looking at one of these two squares. All right. So he had to hop back. All right. This blocks the bishop's scope even more. All right. Now, I could come up here, attack the undefended pawn, but that doesn't do a ton. But I gain a little space that way. Or I could go in for this shot right here. So I'm looking at knight and then bishop over, winning the queen if I can. All right, let's go ahead with this. I like the idea. Okay, so he saw it. He immediately saw it. All right. So this guy's on it. He saw the threat. He's on my knight now. Now I could bring my knight even over here. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna jump in. This is kind of, my knight now is infiltrated his territory, and it's attacking the queen, right? So I got a lot of pressure on him right now. It's gonna be difficult for him. Okay, so now I have one pawn attacking this pawn right. All right, yeah, I have one knight attacking the pawn right here. I want to get my queen developed and have a second attacker on that pawn, if I can. Well, he's got a good move. All right, we're going to play this first. We're going to expand. So I want to expand on the queen side a little bit. I want to gain a little more space, expand on the queen side. Things are I have way more space than him. He's all bottled up back here. All of his pieces except this pawn are on his first three ranks, and I have much more space. All right, so he wants to get my knight out of here, which is smart because this is a pesky piece, right? So I'm going to bring it back here. So now I have two pieces attacking his pawn, right? So I'm creating a counter threat. Let's see what he does. He's got only one piece defending, which is his rook. I got to get my bishops developed. This dark square bishop is a little bit of a problem too. Let's see how he handles this. How is he going to defend this? Is he going to bring the knight out? He could bring the knight out. He could bring the queen over. He could even bring this knight over, right? He's got a few ways to defend this. And I got to watch my time management. My time management has not been that great. Okay, so he brought the knight out. So now I want to bring the queen over to have a third attacker, but I don't want to yet because then this pawn will fall. So let's see. I think first I play this, right? Now I'm forcing his knight to have to move, right? So his knight will no longer be attacking this pawn. But if he comes over here, his knight's kind of in a little bit of a weird position, but I guess he could always hop in here yeah. So, all right, so he's going in there. All right, I'm just gonna defend. Let's I don't want to spend too much time on this. We'll go for this. This pawn, by the way, is kind of interesting. It's stopping these pawns from being able to move. It's called the deep freeze. If either one of these pawns moves, I'll be able to take it, right? I'll be able to capture either one of these black pawns that push forward. So his knight's kind of offsides, but it's not terribly offsides. I'm looking at playing bishop over and then going after this knight at some point. I also want to kind of break things open over here, but not quite yet. If his knight hops in, it's a little tricky, actually. That would actually be a decent move, hopping this knight down here. And I finally caught up in time, too, which is important. Actually, I could push. Take with check, and then I'd have the open rook file. All right, this is kind of interesting. This is an interesting moment. So he just moved his king. So the question is, do I expand here? Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to try to crash open things, break things open right here. The only thing is he'll have a rook in line with my king, but I'll have some development. Or is it better to go after this knight here? This is actually really, really tricky. All right, I'm going to simply do this and then go after his knight. This knight right here. All right, so that's my plan. My plan is to play bishop d2 and then trade my dark square bishop for his dark square knight, for his knight. That's my plan right now. And then his pawn structure will be damaged, right? He'll have double isolated pawns. After this pawn takes it, he'll have double isolated pawns on the A file, and he'll have this weird pawn back here. So that's my current plan. All right, and I'm ahead in time, which is a nice change. It's definitely a nice change. You want to be ahead on time if you can. It gives you a huge advantage. And by the way, this is a time control I feel much more comfortable with 5-minute time controls. Some people will play 1-minute games. It's crazy to me. Like, got to make all your moves in 1 minute. All right, so he's just doing this again. So I'm going to go after this knight. Now I want to see how he responds to this threat. He can't really move the knight anywhere. All right, so, okay, let's see. I should win out with this trade, right? So I have two attackers, right? So take, and then take, and then take. And now, so it looks like I win out, right? Because, I won the pawn. Okay, he's got this. He wants to keep more pressure on me, which is a good move, right? He's got another piece attacking this. That's a good idea. All right, so now I got to think how I want to defend it. How I want to defend this. I got this kind of idea. Yeah, this looks pretty good. I have enough defense now. Okay. By the way, look at his light square bishop. His light square bishop is really strong right now on this diagonal, right? So I got to be a little bit careful. Oh, he's forking everything. I just blew it. I just completely blew it. He's forking my queen. He's threatening taking here. He's on the rook. All right, I might lose this one. I got to be really careful. Okay, so let's see. That was a blunder right there, and I think it's because I'm talking too much. All right, let's see. So what can I do here? What can I do here? Let's at least get some compensation for this. He'll probably take the rook, which is what I would do, and then I'll snag another pawn. Then I gotta be. Oh, he's gonna have some checkmate threats coming in soon too. All right, so I guess we're going this route. Yeah, this is looking really bad now because look, he can take my rook, right? Or he can take this pawn right here. He'll probably take the rook, and then I'll just swing over. That was a nice tactical shot. I should have seen that. All right, how's this going to play out? Is it knight takes rook? It probably will be knight takes rook. Oh, he's going that route. which I think is really interesting. All right, fair enough. So he wants to go that route. All right. Hold on a second. Let's see. Yeah, move up my rook. So my rook now can swing over and cover if need be. All right. He wants to, obviously save that. Now let's see. I think I can get away with just snag. I'm snagging this pawn. Now I got to bring my knight over to block. Yeah, this is looking really, really bad for me right now. It's going to be tough to win this one. He's doing a great job. He's doing a great job with attacking. I want to get rid of this knight. This knight is way too powerful in my territory. So I'm looking at moving my bishop out. I could move my bishop here even. Huh. Kind of interesting. How's he going to play this? He might try the idea of pushing these pawns down the board and going after my knight, trying to remove the defender. But I have a little bit of time. Because when I move this bishop, I'm going to open up a discovered attack on his knight. That's the idea. And he's starting to get lower on time. I'm getting close to being, I'm up 50 seconds on him. All right, so he's moving the bishop out. All right, now I don't know about that move, man. That's a pretty aggressive move. It might work. Let's see. I move my bishop, attack the knight. Where does he go with the knight? What if I go, let's see. I want to go after this knight. But I want to do it, do I want to trade my dark square bishop? Yeah, let's go in for this. Unless I'm missing something. I could be missing a tactical shot right here. He's got a lot of pressure on my king right now. I like the fact that he moved the bishop there. It looks like, okay, so now he's going to go in with this. All right, so now I'm actually on the knight, right? So I can actually win the knight, but he's going to win my knight in a second. But that's okay. Well, nah. Yeah, I got to get rid of his knight. All right, so get rid of his knight. Now he's going to push. He's trying to open up this rook file. All right, so he'll take, and then I'll take with my queen. Okay, so now let's see, where are we at? All right, let's do it this way. This looks accurate. So now at least when he takes, I'll be on the queen. So he's going to win the knight back, and then I'll take and I'll be on the queen. All right. So I'm on the queen. Where does he move his queen to? I'm starting to get some counterplay though, which is nice. A little bit, time's about even. All right, so now he's going in for this mate, right? So I got to defend it. Let's just simply defend the mate. I don't want to get too fancy over here. I don't want to waste too much time either thinking about these moves. He takes, I take. This light square bishop belongs on D5 also, but the rook's currently there. It'd be great to be able to get this bishop in here. Hey, you know what? I'm close to some checkmate threats, actually. I'm actually really close to some threats of my own. Look at this. I swing my queen over here. This is going to be pretty damn tough to stop. I might be able to screw it. Let's see. I come over here. I mean, what's he going to do? What's he going to do? All right, hold on a second. All right, so I have a checkmate in one. So yeah, take my bishop, man. I'll win in one move. All right, I have a checkmate in one right here now. So now I'm creating my own threats. And in chess, they say attack is the best defense. So he was attacking me. He was attacking my bishop, right? Or up here. And now I created a counter threat. So I'm looking at some checkmate threats right here. So we'll see how this goes. He could take this bishop, and then I'd win the game. If he doesn't, then I'm still close to checkmating. All right, this is kind of neat now. And I'm also way up on time. Look at the time edge. I have 2:15. He's got 1:20. So I got to kind of just hold. I got to hold on and play solid chess and create more threats. That's what I want to do here. He's got to stop. This is a very strong threat. This is a very, very strong checkmate threat right now. And look, he's down to 50. Yeah, so he's toast, I think. Let's see. Check. And then I'm going to have this check. Check. He's got to block with the rook. Okay, so now, how do I do this? Let's see. I could take... oh, this is going to be so pretty. You are all going to love this. I have a queen sacrifice that I can do to win the game now. This really makes me happy. Does everyone see it? I'll give you a few seconds. Do you all see the queen sacrifice to win the game? All right. Actually, no. It doesn't. It doesn't. Hold on. It doesn't win. I got to make sure. I got to be careful here. Hold on. Check. Right. Bishop takes queen. Then check. King over. And then rook comes on over. And then I'm threatening checkmate. Oh, I don't know. Hold on. I'm running out of time. I gotta really calculate this. All right. Let's make sure this is gonna work. No, hold on a second. I want to go for the glory. Let's go for the memes. Go for the memes. All right. No, I don't want to go for the memes. I want to play solid chess. All right. Yeah, what am I doing? Come on. Just win the game. Win the game, Agni. Win the game. Don't sit here and fuck around like not calculating. I didn't have a ton of time left. All right. So, all right, now we're going in for the kill. All right. Check. Where's this king going to go? That was ridiculous. That was so ridiculous. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go for the memes. I'm going for the memes here. All right. Let's do what do we got here? This kind of idea. Keep the pressure on. Oh, he's going to checkmate me right now. I just lost. He's got mate. All right. Fair enough. That was ridiculous. I just blew it at the end like that. But yeah, good game. Good game, everyone. You all got to see me play some chess there. I hope you all appreciated it. I didn't see that stupid thing at the end. And it's because I'm talking so much. When I talk a lot, I don't play good chess. Normally I'm sitting there, I'm super focused. But yeah, that was fun, right? And that's I know I like with it. Yeah, it was a good game. I like at the 10-minute time control how I can actually talk a little bit though and like actually explain what I'm doing. Like I was totally here. Let's go back to it for a second. I'll show you. We can even run the computer engine. I'll show you how I was just completely mauling. I just blew it at the end with that last mate. So all I had to do was is this showing up for everyone? Yeah, it should be. Let's see. Let's run so that we had this, and then we can run the computer engine right now, analysis board. And according to the computer, I have a checkmate in 5. I have a forced checkmate in 5 moves. Yeah, why didn't I even think about taking this pawn? This was too slow, right? All I needed to do was take the pawn, and then where's he gonna go, right? Then I can come in for checkmate, right? Bam. Look at that. And then he comes over here. Then we got this, right? That was simple. I should have gone through that a little bit better, but all right. So far I've only streamed 3 of these random games from Lead Chess on here, and the 2 that I actually all 3 were pretty good commentary. The 2 that I lost were I was up. I was totally winning both of those. So I think I just got to get used to talking more when I stream. I think that's a good thing. JT, you say you were amazing with the commentary. Yeah, I think the commentary was helpful. I think that was fun, right? JT, you say you know nothing about chess, but like this feels exciting. It does, right? Chess is an exciting game. I enjoy it, right? I love doing it. All right, let's try to mix it up. I want to do another quick puzzle rush. We'll do a quick puzzle rush now. Got to keep things moving with the puzzle rush scene. I feel like getting one more in. So display. Let's see, not solitaire. We got to mix it up a little bit because yeah, OBS likes to be a little weird. All right, I think we're good now. No, not quite. Got to do this and then this. When I run through it like this, it seems to work better if I can. There we go. It populated. All right, cool. All right, let's do a puzzle rush. Let's see what I can get to in puzzle rush. All right, my high again is 28. So let's see if I can get in at least the 20s right now. And I'm not gonna talk much here. I'm gonna see if this makes a difference if I shut my mouth. This is what they want? Oh, take here? No, I guess they want this. That's kind of interesting. All right. Sack the queen. This? Yeah. That was tricky. That was a really tough one. All right. Some of these are really challenging. Oh, look at that. Pin the queen, win the queen. Mate. Mate. Oh, missed that one. All right. Oh, black to move. Okay. Black to move. Not seeing this one. Sack and then oh, okay. 19. Well, it was better than what we've been having. It was still garbage, but it was better than what we've been having. Dude, my chess is off today. My chess is off. You guys are watching me in my worst. Oh man, that was fun. That was fun though. It's fun playing chess on here though. Like I love the game. It's way better when you play good chess than when you play bad chess. Yeah. So I gotta be more on my game though. All right. So we got the chess in, we got the guided meditation in, we did sevenfold journey, chakra balancing, and I'm feeling, to be honest, I'm feeling pretty good. Let's see. In Hollywood Hulk Hogan, you say this is some insane analysis you've never heard it broke down like this before. It's like actual battle tactics. It's pretty cool. Chess is a war game. So you bring up a really good point about battle tactics. Chess was literally created on the battlefield 2,000 years ago. And it was created to keep the warrior's minds sharp so that when the enemy troops would advance over the hill, they'd be ready to go. They'd be ready to fight. It's literally war. I teach this chess. I teach a war game to for a living, right? That's my that's what I do for a living, and I love it, right? Because it's like that. You got to get your troops mobilized. You got to get them fighting for you. You got to have you got to get a good positional advantage, right? If you own the center, think about a map, right? The board is a map. If you own the center, if you have more pieces in the center and you gain control of the center of the map, you're going to have a strategic advantage, right? And then you look for tactics. If you have a positional advantages, typically lead to tactics, to strategic advantages. So you want to get that going as much as possible. Herbert Smithens, you say, when you play competitively, do you write down all your possible future moves?
No. When I analyze when you play competitive in a tournament, you have to take notation. So you write down all your moves from the game, and then afterwards you go back and you look through your game and you analyze your moves, and then from there you look at all the different variations that you could have done, right? So from there it's kind of interesting. All right, let's see. Hollywood Hulk Hogan, you say it's so cool, dude, and you announce it like a pro sports announcer. That was fun. Well, hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it. And I've been streaming for 14 months, but I've only been streaming chess for like the last, I don't know what JT, 3 weeks or a month. So I'm still new to this. I'm still new to it, but I'll get better with like drawing the arrows in and announcing it better soon. You know what? Let me do one more. I'll do one more chess game. And then we'll call it a night, unless there's something else people want to do. We'll do another random lead chess game. I kind of like the random lead chess games. So let's see. Create a game. And we'll do the same time controls. I think that's good. Good to do. Let's load it up. Display. Lead chess. Okay. All right. Let's put a win on the board. Let's put a win on the board right now. All right, so cool. I'm glad you're excited for it, man. Yeah, this is good. This is good. All right, so I'm white again. Cool. All right, so D4. I'm a D4 player. This is what I play. Let's see what he does. All right, I'm gaining a little space. Get these 2 pawns established. That C pawn's exerting some central control. The D pawn's firmly having all this control in the center. These are strong pawns. He's taking a long time on move 2. All right, so then we're going into this variation. My knight's developed this square it wants to be. Oh, he's going in for some real cheap tricks. This guy wants to do some real cheap tricks right here. All right. We got cheap tricks McGee here. He's going in. He wants to do the cheap stuff. This is good. You'll get a lot of guys like this. A lot of guys, they'll go in for these cheap tricks. And all you have to do when they go in for the cheap tricks is defend their cheap tricks, and then you will not lose the game. And here's like the most solid defense when so his idea right now is, let's say I do a nothing move, like let's say I play A3, he goes right here and gets checkmate, queen attacking F2, and my king can't escape out of check, and nothing can take it. My king can't take it because the knight's protecting, right? So all I have to do is defend this threat, and there's 2 ways. There's 2 easy ways here. I like this. It's beautiful. It just defends everything. And now his knight's misplaced. I'm going to give it a kick at any point. I have an advantage. Look at my central control compared to his 2 pieces that he's got out, kind of off on the edge of the board. Right? He's way weaker than me at this point. All right, so I'm looking to continue development in castle, and he's kind of in a weird position. Okay, he's going in for that pawn. Really, dude? You want to go in for that pawn? All right, that's a terrible move because look, now his knight's misplaced, but so be it. All right, so he wants to go in for the pawn. How do I want to do this? I want to see if can I trap the queen. Can't trap the queen. He's on my queen, so that's like the major threat. And he's also planning to take my bishop, so he's got that. I feel like I should have something here. Let's see. Oh, I got this. Just bring my queen over. Right? And then takes. So he'll take mine, and then I'll take his. Yeah. Just bring the queen over. All right. So he'll win a pawn, but I'll have the rook file. So my rook will be on the open file. He'll probably take the bishop here. No, he'll probably take my queen. So he's going to take my queen, and then I'm going to recapture with the knight, and then he'll take my bishop, and then so it's going to be like this. Take, and then when he takes here, I could take with the rook. I might do that actually to maintain some flexibility. I could take with the rook, or I could take with the king. That's going to be a tough call. When this whole variation goes down, because it's going to be assuming he. Yeah, what's he going to do? This is an only move, buddy. You got to make this move, dude. This is everything else is going to be losing like immediately. This is really, he's got to take, and then I'll take, and then he'll take, and then I could take with either the rook or the king. What's he doing? Why is he thinking so long? He's wasting time. Look, we're even on time right now. That's awesome. If a dude's wasting time like this trying to calculate something, I don't know what he's trying to calculate. I mean, maybe he's got ideas of like bishop to e7, right? So then if I take his queen, he recaptures with the the bishop, but then I just win his knight at the end of it. What's he going to do? What's this guy doing? Is he just going to sit there? Sometimes you get guys that just like to sit around. But yeah, it didn't work, buddy. Your attack didn't work. I mean, so now he did gain one pawn, and you might think, oh, well, that's a major advantage, right? He gained a pawn. But it's actually not a major advantage because it opens up the scope of this rook. Like once all this stuff's traded off, this rook file is going to be on a semi-open file. And yeah, so he just made a terrible move. He went the wrong order. He took the bishop first, man. You can't do that. Now I just win the queen. I just win the queen flat out. All right, so he just blundered. He just blundered big time. He'll probably resign because I just won his queen. He needed to take my queen first, and then I take his queen, and then now he's got nothing. Look, I just take, and now it's just cleanup time. When you're up a ton of material, this is actually really important. All you want to do is just trade pieces. You trade down, and then you're gonna have pieces left, and he's not gonna have any pieces left, and then it's easy to go in for the kill. All right, so let's just get the knight developed. Just developing my pieces. Simple moves now. I'm way up. I don't need to do much. I don't need to do much, to be honest. All right, so let's see. Oh, look how pretty that is. Just take his rook. And he'll recapture, but it's a good trade for me. Those of you who don't know the point values of chess, bishops are 3 points, knights are 3 points, bishops are 3 points, rooks are 5 points, queens are 9 points, kings are 0 points. They don't have a point value because they can't be captured, and pawns are 1 point. All right, so he just left. He just left the game. So he realizes he lost, so he left. So victory. All right, I got to show you guys a win. I got to show you a win there, which is good. It's important to be able to see me actually win a game every now and then. All right, let's see. Where were we at here? Herbert Smithens, you say, gotta go to sleep. Your boss is coming from the Netherlands tomorrow, and he's gonna think you're a zombie. Yeah, dude. Hey, thanks for hanging out, man. Thanks for hanging out. I always appreciate you coming by. Yeah, totally awesome that you came in, man. Let's see, gonna be a chill bike ride home. No cars. It's like cool. Well, have a great bike ride home, man. That's great. Hey, Glutendorf, how's it going? First time chat. You said Queen's Gambit. Yeah, I play Queen's Gambit a lot. I'm a D4 guy. I like to play D4. Take with pawn, right? So his knight can't escape. I mean, we can go back to it. We can go back to it and analyze it, right? Let's check it out here. Let's look at it and see what move are you talking about. Let's see, where were we at? So I think you're talking about what? Somewhere here-ish? Maybe in this, was this, you were saying take it with the pawn, not the knight. Take it with the pawn, not the knight. Let me see. Take what with the pawn? Not the knight. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what. Yes, you're right. You're right. That would have been more ideal. Right? If the variation had gone like it should have, right? So like let's say he had taken, right? Hold on a second. I gotta go to analysis board. All right. So let's say okay, he takes, right? Now if I had taken it with the pawn, then then he takes the bishop. Then he takes the bishop, and now I'm still gonna win the knight either way. I think you're talking about this. I'm still gonna win the knight either way, right? I was looking at this, right? So, take, right, and then I get my knight developed, so I gain a tempo. So now my knight's developed for free. I don't have to waste time developing, and now my rook's attacking the knight. He takes, and I could take with either the king or the rook, right? That's what I was looking at. I think that's what you were referring to. You're talking about if he took your queen with his queen. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I don't have to worry about trapping the knight because I'm gonna win it anyway, right? I'm gonna be able to win that knight anyway. Okay. It's 2 a.m. It's 1:54 a.m. where I'm at, Chicago time. So I've been streaming almost 3 hours, about a 3-hour stream. I'm gonna call it. I think it's about time we call it a night. Let's see. Glutendorf, you say, yeah, he was going to take a bishop anyway. True. Yeah, right. All he has to do is just take the bishop. So, I'll just develop my knight with tempo, right? Because when I win his queen, with the knight, then my knights it's like it gets a free move. Even though it's on the edge of the board, I still gain development, right? And then he takes the bishop, and I take the bishop with either the king on e1 or the rook. I just swing the rook over and take it either. Yo, you're from Logan Square, bro. Dude, awesome. Hollywood Hulk Hogan, Logan Square, man. Oh, yeah. A lot of my buddies used to live in that area. I used to party in that area back in the day, man. That's a nice area. Yeah, dude, well, welcome, man. Yeah, you're a fellow Chi-Town brother. It's good to have you in. Good to have you in, friend. Yeah, I currently live outside of the city. I'm currently outside of the city in a southwest suburb, but I've lived out in Chicago or outside of Chicago my whole life. It's my home. I lived in Peoria for a short period of time when I went to college as an undergrad. But other than that, I've been in Chicagoland my whole life. Yeah, man, that is awesome. Chicago's it's all right. We have the best food in the world, but we also have the most murders of any city in the U.S., right? So I always kind of joke around and say it kind of evens out a little bit because our food is so good. Okay, let's see who we're gonna raid now. Let's see who's out there. Let's see who's out in the Twitch world. Oh, okay, the basic streamer. So this will be fun. So this dude just raided me the other day. So I'm gonna repay the favor and I'm gonna raid him. I like repaying favors. I'm like a Lannister. I always repay my debts. All right, so we're gonna give this guy a raid. Have a good night, brother. Yeah, it was great to meet you too, Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Definitely good to have another Chicagoan in here, someone else who cares about chess. Yeah, so thank you all so much. Thanks for spending time with me tonight. It was good hanging out with you all, and I hope you all feel more peaceful than you did before the meditation. And namaste to all of you.